We're getting our stream started, and so we'll be doing it in just a second. Unfortunately, tonight, as is the usual here lately, we're not able to read the comments on YouTube. So you have to go to Facebook to comment tonight. But I've been looking into things that we could do to change that, and tonight I'm actually going to try something.
Oh no!
Well, we're just going to see if it actually connects to it, and then if it does, then another night we might be able to use it to read comments, but it won't be tonight. Tonight we'll test it and see if it even works, if it connects, because that could be a problem. But all right, guys, here we go.
Woohoo!
Everybody get ready for the show. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. My Stream Deck's working again. They updated it. So, pardon me for technical difficulties, which is a nice way of saying that I'm forgetful. Okay. Okay, now we're going to start. Or maybe not. Hey guys. Hey. That was a bit of a false start. The Stream Deck was working, and then, but I guess the start thing is not working on it. Does everything but start? I don't know. We'll work that out. Well, welcome to our pumpkin massacre.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah, I've got a series of knives, blades.
Oh no.
And a willing victim. Jackie is also going to. She doesn't want to carve a pumpkin.
I'm lazy.
I thought you were just being like very green, very tree. Like I didn't want to harm the pumpkin.
No, I didn't want to take its guts out and stuff like that.
Well, I think that's pretty cool. So so she's gonna paint one, and I'm gonna carve this. But also today is White Cane Day, which is pretty special. It's a day to celebrate white canes, so it's aptly named.
Yeah, bring awareness to the tool.
Yeah, because it's incredible. Like white canes, it seems like such a simple thing, but the techniques behind it just give so much independence. It's just incredible, and it's the way that I paint. So I also wanted to show like a quick tutorial tonight, just about how I use the white cane training and the guide dogs and stuff that helps me paint. And then I'm going to apply that to a pumpkin. So if you know anybody with a visual impairment, any children, any older people that like pumpkins, and they want to make a jack-o'-lantern, you can use the same ways that I paint and put it right onto the pumpkin.
Well, Linda Emberton has joined us and says, "Happy White Cane Day."
Hey. Oh, and we're hi, matey, I should say.
Arr.
I'm a landlubber over here. Yeah. Jackie doesn't tell me what she's going to dress up as. I knew a pirate was coming, though.
Yes.
So that leaked in a previous stream. But, she let me fill her costume earlier, and my favorite part, other than the parrot, I love the parrot. Did your parrot have a name, by the way?
Jerry.
Oh, Jerry. I bet Jack named the parrot. He has a pumpkin named Jerry. He's got a parrot. Everything's named Jerry.
It's a good name.
Turtle named Jerry.
It's a good name.
Yeah, and but I like your hat. It seems like the hat that the monkey from.
Oh yeah.
What's that pirate movie? Gosh, I can't think of the name
Pirates
of it.
of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Good grief! I was just saying it.
Well, Nancy has joined us and says, "Hey, will there be blood?"
Hey, Nancy. There will be.
Well, hopefully there won't, because you won't cut yourself.
Oh, that blood. Oh gosh, no. I hope. Well, maybe. No. There should be. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to show tonight too. Is that carving a jack-o'-lantern is actually a really safe thing for kiddos, whether you're visually impaired or not. So we have some tools. You can get them anywhere, but they're not sharp, and so it's just makes for a fun time. You don't have to worry about it. You should grin and show everybody your grills.
My fancy teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny too because I can't talk properly. The tooth is way bigger than my other teeth.
Your favorite teeth.
So at first I was a little worried because I was like, if this hinders my glass of wine, This is going to be a problem.
You're just gonna pull that tooth out and just get a straw and just stick it through the hole.
But I think I can. I'm maneuvering past it.
Well, it made me think of a story. Jackie said one of her first jobs way back when was waiting tables when she was a kid.
Yeah.
And then a young adult, I guess, because you end up getting your tongue pierced.
I was 17. Yeah.
You're 17. Oh, really? And then so a kid and got her tongue pierced and they made her tongue use.
And I got really good tips.
Yeah, she had the best tips ever because she would just still be like, here's your bill. And people were like, oh, she's trying really hard.
Hey,
I don't know.
This was my best night. I was a terrible waitress, but
So,
that was my best night.
I told her tonight, maybe she'll get really good tips. I don't know.
Well, Barbara Brands joins us, says, hey, from a new location. I went to a photo event, and now I am being served dinner by Wolfgang Puck's Catering. That's pretty awesome. Fancy.
Well, thank you, and thanks for taking time for checking in with us lowly people. Goodness.
And Aaron Schock has joined us and says, hi, John and Jackie.
Well, hey. Oh, let me see. Is this working? Did that work?
What are you trying to do?
Change the scene?
No.
It was working earlier, I swear.
Never trust the technology.
Gosh. Okay. Okay.
So, what did you do to prep this pumpkin?
Well, I was gonna magically switch over there and wow everybody with the fluidity of my scene switching.
Next time,
now
babe.
I won't. So let me show you guys. All right. So this is what I got. I've got a pumpkin with a lazy eye. so he looks jolly, and then oh no, he's grizzly.
I dig it.
Thank you. So we got that. Plus, I've got a lot of mediums and stuff because I just wanted to show the drawing that I have on the pumpkin. It's raised line, so it's a raised line drawing, and that's one thing that I wanted to talk about because it's something that you can use for children that are visually impaired.
That's cool.
And they also like these. I don't have it here, I don't guess, but they have little wheels too that put little dots in the pumpkin.
Oh yeah. We had.
Yeah, that's great. They're hard to feel though. Like for me, I can feel that, but if you're not used to trying to feel that kind of stuff, then
what on your table did you use to leave those raised lines?
I used this Tulip brand slick paint. It's not like they're a sponsor. We're not a sponsor of them, or we're not a sponsor of them. I guess we are a sponsor of them in a way when we buy their stuff, but they're not a sponsor of us. Although they have sent us a huge amount of
they
supplies.
sent us a box full of cool stuff.
Yeah,
awesome.
they're really really nice. They're really cool people, and I saw one of our videos and they just sent us a giant box of.
We're still using it.
Yeah,
we're still using.
This giant box, and it's so cool of them to have done that. And even like an airbrush. I didn't even know they made airbrushes. I didn't know Tulip made airbrushes, but
all kinds of fancy stuff.
I'm telling you. So we have that. And I wanted to talk about this. And you've got a pumpkin to paint.
I'm gonna paint a pumpkin because I'm lazy.
Oh, well, everybody needs a hobby. Well, I don't know if are you calling painters lazy? Is that what's happening?
Well, I don't want to carve, and I don't want to get all gooey, and I gotta type things, and I don't want to mess with it.
Those daggum lazy painters.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Well, Kylie Sykes joins us and says, "Hey guys, happy Thursday."
Hey,
Arr.
Kylie. What? Weird.
Well, okay.
Sorry.
So, are you gonna start?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to show really quick because today's White Cane Day, and I just wanted to show. And I get asked a whole lot about how I paint, and we have tons of videos and stuff about that, but it's something that comes up quite a bit. So I thought since this is White Cane Day, and I'm asked that a lot, just to quickly kind of go over it because it also applies to fun things you can do, like not just painting but crafts and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of things you can make tactile to create a 2D surface.
Heck yeah, man.
Well, Kylie says, John, your book is so moving. I have teared up after each chapter.
Oh, come on. The writing's not that bad. Thank you, Kylie. That's so sweet. Thank you. I think I'm hilarious.
You are, babe. You are.
Well,
Okay, so if you're going to start, I'm going to start.
well, cool. Well, yeah, in here, and I'll talk just for a little bit about this stuff because I want to show you guys. So, the way that I draw and the way that I paint and stuff, it always starts with a drawing, and I have to use a tactile sort of thing. So when I first started, I use materials kind of like paint, fabric paint. So that's what I'm using right here, and I'll just show you. Because if you're using a white cane, like if you're okay, so like if you're following a curve. See, this is I should have brought my heat gun over here. It would have been really loud on the microphone, so I'm glad I didn't. So anyway, if you have a line like this, and I'm not going to use too much puff paint because it takes a little while to dry, but I'm going to blow on it. One sec. So I touch with a really light touch. I touch with a light touch. That's a lot of use. That's a lot of touch.
You're good at words.
Yeah, I have an English degree. I've got 2 of them actually. None of them work. Neither of them took. I guess I say. But anyway, so this leaves a nice line. And with a light touch, it'll dry pretty quickly. And you won't smudge it too much. If you have a heat gun or a hair dryer, it'll dry really quick. Like here on the pumpkin, it's dry. It's nice and hard. And it'll stay there forever. Well, it'll stay there longer than the pumpkin will stay there, that's for sure. But there's other things that you can do to mix in with them. So like, here, I've got stuff already mixed up, or already liquided. So let me actually get a smaller brush here. I pulled out a really big brush, I don't know why. Okay, so we have this one line, and if you were using a white cane, like so pretend like this is a white cane, and I'm actually it's kind of wet, so I can't really use it, but shoot. Okay, anyway, but this is the same way. So if this was like part of an edge of a sidewalk, you're using your white cane and you're holding it and you're touching the edge of the sidewalk, and then you're touching like the other edge of the sidewalk or street or grass or whatever it is that you're touching, but it lets you be able to feel as you go along. And then let's say I'm going to use the paint that I draw with now. It dries way quicker. So let me find this. Okay, found it. Okay, so let's say we have a line going this way. Now this line's going to dry really quick, and it's going to be kind of a rubbery sort of feeling. It's not nearly as raised as this fabric paint line, but for me, I don't really need it that raised. So, and see, look, this other line's already kind of dry. Isn't that crazy? It's just like it's crazy. I love it. I love it. Sorry, I love it. Anyway, I did. So see, look. So you can even feel this with a brush here, like it makes a line. So I'm feeling it. So if this was a cane and I was walking down, I'm swiping left and right. You can tell, like when you hit this other one, and it's starting to dry. So when I hit this other line, I know exactly where I am. It's where those 2 streets intersect. So imagine if you were doing a painting, and instead of this being one street and another street, so as you're trailing along in this 3D world, instead of that, imagine you're making a painting. So let's say I'm wanting to make a rectangle. So let's go down and then see, and I love this other paint to draw with because see it's already, I can already touch it and it's not smearing. So it lets you be able to draw really quickly. Now I know you're thinking like, oh my gosh, this seems so simple. What does it matter? Let me clue you in on something that I think is really interesting and something that I forget about quite a bit until I work with children with visual impairments, and you realize that some of these kids, like, they've never seen a map. Like like whenever you walk into a mall and there's like a map of all the stores, and you say, oh, I want to go to Sears and Radio Shack in Montgomery Wards because I lived 30 years ago or something. I want to travel to the past. when people
clearly.
So in Toys R Us now, it's sad. But now, like if you go into the mall though, and you're looking for a particular store. Let's say, oh, I'm going to go to the Sunglass Hut, and get some new sunglasses. It's really hard when you're visually impaired. There's nothing there to really tell you where something is. Even if you ask somebody, all the lines and stuff, they're irregular in the mall. Everything's kind of open, it's chaotic. But if you're sighted, you can look at the map and just see where it is. If you're visually impaired, you don't really get maps like that. So a lot of times these children have never seen a map. and it's just incredible how quickly they soak it up when they have something. So if they're given a map like this, where it's tactile, either it's at the place or maybe somebody makes one for them, or it's on a like a phone or a touch screen that'll vibrate as you touch the lines. So it turns it into a tactile sort of device. Well, if you know that, okay, well, you walk down this one hallway of the mall, and then when you hit this corner, you make a left. It's just all of that suddenly explodes in their brains, and they're able to spatially orient themselves to the entire building, and they're usually really, really good at it. I mean, it takes a lot of practice. It depends on how much they traveled, how good they were at spatial orientation. But before that, though, they were having to put together the world without any sort of assistance, without any tools. And then suddenly, you get things like, maps you can touch and all this. You can visually understand something. It just...
Yeah, I had never thought about that. And then I know when we went to go tour a lighthouse facility in the for the blind in Dallas. They were just building the building, and they had a mock-up of the entire building, like in 3D, that you could feel at the very entrance for everybody. I thought that is so cool.
Yeah. It's crazy, and it's amazing how so little can go so far with kids and stuff. But so if you combine that with cane training and the sort of training you get with a guide dog later on, if you decide you want a guide dog, it just makes the entire world much more accessible, and you can get around so much easier. But the fun thing about it too is that you can take this sort of stuff, and then you can do silly things like carve a pumpkin and then things like that. So the same thing as I'm sure you can see here, like that part is not quite dry. So with the puff paint, it takes a little longer to dry. It makes a nice hard raised line. If you have a heat gun, you zap it, and it would be completely dry. See, most of it's pretty dry. Normally when I touch it, or if I use puff paint, I touch really lightly. It's barely.
I'm almost done over here.
Wow. I hadn't even started the pumpkin
I know.
part. Well, I just wanted to give an idea of this because a lot of times, for people, for grandparents, for parents, or friends of people with visual impairment, sometimes it's around the holidays and you want to do something fun, and you think, well, what is there to do? This is something that's actually pretty doggone easy. You can get fabric paint pretty much anywhere. You can draw on a nice thick lines if you too. Like on this one, I didn't like put in all this area, but if I wanted to, I could have made this all black. Like I could have really filled in really thick paint and made it really easy to fill. But I didn't do that because I knew I was going to cut it out, and I didn't really need to actually see the lines. But I want to show really quickly. So this is how I draw. And as you can see, it's super simple. It's like any kind of drawing. The basics of it are super simple. I'm talking like I have a gold tooth now. But the basics of it are really easy. There's nothing complex about this. It's taking what artists have done for centuries, for millennia, applying it to cane techniques that have been around for a long time, and they're getting better all the time. And just putting the two together, it's a very happy marriage. They work well together. They get along. And it makes it super easy. For color...
Oh, I was going to say, Kim Taylor said, thank you for showing this. We have a fellow in our community who is very interested in your connection between O&M skills and tactile drawings.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at your tooth talking.
By the way, happy White Cane Day.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so great to hear. That's a cool thing, too. Like, for the longest, I was the only visually impaired artist that I knew about. And then for a while, I knew about one other, and then a couple others, and then...
There's a really great blind artist out of Alabama. His name is Terry something.
Oh, yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah, it's funny because now, they're for a long time, like I would do workshops, and like we would travel somewhere, and would teach like 40 visually impaired people at one time. There was one that was like 40 professional artists. I think it was in Montana or Missouri. I can't remember right now, but it was an M state, and it was 40 professional artists that lost their eyesight, and they traveled from all over the state to come to the workshops. And afterwards, suddenly we had 40 more visually impaired artists, and then they teach more people, and then other people teach more people, and then now you hear about them all over the place now. Like, oh, I haven't even heard of that guy. That's brilliant. That's so cool. But let me show you this real quick. Actually, here, I'm gonna turn this off. So, what I do to mix colors is super complicated. I mix things in them. That's pretty much it. That's about as complicated as it gets. Honestly, baking a cake is harder than mixing color like this. Me baking a cake, that's for sure. But okay, so what we have is different mediums. So like in my white that I have on here, it's very thick. The black is very runny. I don't know if you can tell on the camera or not. I didn't put that much on there because I have it on paper and I want to soak through and get crazy. But here, I'll show it in a minute. But the idea, though, is all these different bottles up here are different mediums. Each one feels different. I've got a bunch of them. I just brought out a few. This stuff here is what's in the black. And it's like water, but I don't know if you can tell on the thing, but it's a little thicker than water, like a tiny bit thicker. And it has this sort of slick, kind of tacky feeling. I love it. This stuff here, it's a glossy, heavy super gel, or structure gel, heavy gel. They all have weird names. It's like heavy structure, super heavy structure. This, and they're all different, and the different brands have different names, but it doesn't really matter. This one I know it's a gloss one, and it just feels kind of creamy. It feels so nice. It almost feels like cerulean blue oil paint to me. That's okay. That's different. This it's a matte, but it feels a little different. This is another heavy structure gel. So it's kind of like that one, but it's a different brand, and it actually feels just a little bit different. So really, there's just like these different mediums make things feel different. So for instance, okay, I have the black. So am I holding it up, sweetheart, like to the camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna move the cameras and everything. So
I'm engulfed in what I'm doing.
So you can see like this is almost like ink. It's a little thicker though. Like feeling it, it's very tacky. Like it almost feels kind of gluey. But it's very runny. So look, if I put my finger down, it's bright. Let me find a good spot. It's gonna make a fingerprint-ish. So that's the black. Now the white, it's very thick. It has one of the gels put in it. So hopefully you can see that. I don't know if I'm putting my fingers right. Am I doing my fingers the right way for the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You're good.
Thank you. See, so this is much thicker. Like it's a little bit like toothpaste. And there's actually another heavy structure gel that's even a little bit thicker. It feels even more like toothpaste. So, and so you can really play around with it, get it mixed. But the fun thing is like if you on the palette, you've got this really thin paint, this really thick paint. If you want to gray between the two, I can take some of the black. You take the white. Okay, here. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here. Not quite right. So you can touch it. And I've done this for so many countless hours and for so many years that I can feel it pretty much on my brush. I don't have to touch it all the time because, you get used to how the viscosity of it, just feeling how the brush goes through it. So this is about there, but I'll touch it and make sure. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. It's still a little thick. See, but you just go for the texture of it, how thick or thin it is. It's really that simple, and the great thing about painting is that if it takes you a while, if it takes you an hour to mix it, listen to a YouTube video while you're doing it. Listen to an audiobook. Like there's no rush. Honestly, it's all about the process. So who cares how long it takes? So for me, I'm a lot faster now than I used to be. I enjoy it about the same, really. I do enjoy being able to paint more because I paint faster. But the act of doing it, gosh, I'm telling you. So does this? So to me, I would say this grade is about halfway between because the way it feels.
I think that works. Yeah.
Does it look about halfway to you?
Yep.
Visual confirmation from Jackie.
You're good to go.
So it's that easy. Now here's the thing about it too is that you think, well, all right, so you can mix like you can get gray. Whoop-de-doo. That's like yay. That's actually kind of huge. Because if you were just doing a black and white painting, let's say you want to do a grayscale painting, that's a gray halfway between. Now, if you wanted to mix for another halfway between, like between this medium and the light, then you'll have like the white paint. You'll have one that's halfway between the white and the middle, and then you can do another halfway between the middle and the darkest, and then suddenly instead of having 3 colors, the white, the middle, and the black, you've got 5 colors. And then the better you get at being able to touch the viscosity, you can start getting more and more and more. But suddenly, you go from having, 2 colors, a white and a black, to 3 to 5. It just multiplies. It goes up. Now, if you think about most paintings, so a full colored painting, like this works with anything. This could be a light blue, almost like a really, really light blue to a really, really dark blue, and then you can mix for one that's right in between. So then you have 3 colors again, and you can start dividing them up like that. But if you think about most paintings, like maybe, like for instance, I put Marilyn and the kitty cat over there. So how many shades of yellow are in that painting? Honestly, there's probably 3. And well, actually, there's 2 of yellow, but then it starts getting into oranges. But 3-ish, because there's sort of an orangey one. In most paintings, like how many blues are in there? Maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. In some paintings, there could be a ton. But like in this painting, I really only have to worry about 2 shades of blue, maybe 3, and then 3 shades of purple. You know what I mean? So you're not worried about the millions and millions of shades that are out there. You're only worried about the ones that are in that painting. So this gives you a way to be able to precisely mix the colors that you need. Anyway, sorry, I'm on that. Okay. So this is the way that I draw. It's the way I paint. It's very simple. Nothing too. Oh, you're a heavy pumpkin. You're a heavy one. So here, let me see.
I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah, babe. You are yappity McYappy over there.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna poke this painting in the eye. It's pumpkin. Why don't you
Kim
tell us what you've done?
Kim says, I grew up legally blind, and I just thought people will think I'm crazy to want to paint. It's so cool to see you and others painting. It validated that I'm not crazy, LOL.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I poked that thing in the eye. I thought I was crazy, too. I legitimately thought I was nuts, and I didn't tell people that I painted for the longest.
Okay.
My first shows, even, I didn't tell people I was blind. I just, thought people were like, oh, okay, he's nuts.
All right, I painted. Are you ready?
I am ready.
I painted a mini me.
Now, when you say a mini me, is that a mini you? A mini you, or is it like Dr. Evil's mini me?
Dr. Evil's mini me?
Yeah,
yeah. Well, yeah, no, my mini me.
Oh, it's
if I
mini
was
you.
Dr.
Okay,
Evil.
cool. I was just wondering.
So,
yeah. If it was Vern Troyer, or if it was
there we go.
Jackie the Pirate.
It's Jackie the Pirate.
There.
I'm just taking a screenshot. He's
pumpkin. So what does it look like?
Okay, he's got a red hat.
Ooh.
He's got a red hat.
Oh, is your hat red?
Yes.
I didn't think to ask you that.
He's got a red hat. He's got an eye patch, which I don't have an eye patch. He's seen harder days.
Oh.
He's got one eye open.
No, yeah. Well, he's seen maybe half of that. Blind joke on working day.
And he's got like this kind of mouth, so it's bigger on one side and
cool.
And then he's got a mustache, which I don't have a mustache.
Oh, would you like one?
Kinda.
I kind of I literally have a bag of mustaches.
You have
right
like
here.
a Dolly inspired one?
I do.
And then we could really match. Okay.
Yeah. But of course I have a bag of mustaches.
Obviously.
What am I?
Who doesn't have mustaches right behind them? And then
you never know when you might have to go incognito.
So that's my pumpkin.
That sounds really cool.
So here. All right, let me see.
Well, that sounds really cool.
There.
I'm curious to see what chat thinks about it.
That looks... All right, here, wait. All right.
Okay, I'm going to talk about what I'm doing here in just a sec, guys.
Okay, I'm trying to find a mustache that matches, but I'm afraid I'm not going to have a French, style one.
Uh-oh.
I'll just do one that's a little thicker.
Oh, there you go.
So, when was the last time you carved a pumpkin?
Probably last year.
You never carve pumpkins with us.
The year before then?
All right.
When's the last time you remember?
I don't know if I need to put it up, but this is. must be down.
I just don't want to make you guys look bad as well. You know, I don't have my carving skills.
That'll work. That's close enough.
So you have like a dolly.
All right, you ready?
Oh, screenshot. You ready? I'll hold it. Should I put it on you?
Obviously.
Okay, here we go. Tell me when.
I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, clicking, click.
So, if you're lazy like me, you can just paint a pumpkin.
Ooh.
And you're good to go.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience.
So, I don't know what you mean. This is. You know what I do have is this.
This itches. Oh, this itches.
But I thought it might be too loud for the.
Oh, Robin has joined us and says, "Hello, loves."
That's too loud for the thing.
And Nancy says, "Where's your mustache?" It is right here. Right here. Jerry is not wanting to hang out.
Oh, Jerry.
And Kylie says, very cute, Jackie. And Kim said, nice about my pumpkin. It's
Nice.
all the rage. You have high standards to meet now. You are going to hurt yourself.
I know, but it's all worth it. It's worth every bit of it.
I'm worried.
So as I'm sure most of you guys know, there's all these tools to be able to see, like this tool, it doesn't cut. We even have this. We have so many pumpkin things in there. It's crazy. Like we have different saws. We collect them over the years, and then we put them in a baggie. Finally thought of that. We even have this, but it's electric saw. But it's for pumpkins. See, look. It doesn't hurt you. So if you're doing this with children, if you're doing this with visually impaired children or non-visually impaired children, you don't have to worry about it, and the saw works really nice.
Dang.
But it's loud, so I don't want you guys have to hear that. Instead, I'd rather you guys hear me huffing and puffing.
Well, I accidentally got the bag of mustaches in the paint. This is why I don't paint.
Oh.
It's a mess over here now. This is
you don't paint because it runs all your false mustaches. Every time I paint, all my false mustaches just get messed up. Doggone it.
I know, it's getting serious.
I'm sure everybody can relate.
Nancy says Jack's
Hashtag relatable.
It itches. Nancy says Jack's that mustache is upside down. I know it is. I know it's.
Oh, you're like Dali.
I know. That's what I was trying to see. My pumpkin's mustache
Here,
flips up like a French, I don't know, chef.
I want to feel your pumpkin here in a minute.
And, it's going to take a minute to dry.
Oh, sorry, I just hit the thing.
So I only have like what is that? Not Wiley. What's that cartoon with the mustache that goes way down? Anyway. Succotash, like the yeah.
the what's that guy's name? Something Pete or
I don't know. That's the only mustache with like.
He's got like the big mustache and the two boom boom boom. He's real short.
So the only way I could get the matching mustache is if I put it up.
Something Sam, isn't it?
Yes, Sam. Yosemite Sam. Robin said Yosemite Sam.
Oh, here, let me show you guys where I'm at so far. So this is where we're at so far.
That looks really good.
Oh, thank you.
Way to go, babe.
Well,
You have all your fingers. Have you counted?
All 9.
All 9.
All 11 and present accounted for.
Yeah, Nancy said Yosemite Sam too. That's the only long mustache I have in there, so I'm having to flip one upside down.
One thing that I think really helps me with this is that I love to cook. I cook pretty much every night. So cutting things, like I'm really adept at cutting things, I think. So if you're doing this with a visually impaired child, it might get, and they're not used to cutting much. It might take a little, or if you're an adult, I keep saying a child, but I mean, anybody can cut a pumpkin, but I mean.
Or you can paint.
It might, yeah, I mean, it might take a little bit longer, like to cut it.
Yeah.
With me, like I'm always chopping things in the kitchen, and that was one thing I learned a long time the first year that I lost my eyesight. I had to learn to cook. I mean, you can't go out and eat all the time. So, and I love to cook. So, that was that was a big thing. So I mean, I'm always chopping stuff in the kitchen. So this just feels really normal to me, and it's a little bit easier because usually when I'm chopping stuff, I don't have lines to follow. So that kind of makes this easier.
Well,
I really thought this would be taking a lot longer. What time is this?
8:34. So that's why John and I were discussing what we were going to do on the show today, and and this morning we were like, yeah, carve pumpkins, blah blah blah, and I got to thinking about, I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to carve a pumpkin in 45 minutes.
That's close enough.
And so I kind of didn't want to, kind of nixed it, but I had already bought the pumpkins, so I was like, I'll paint one, and then John, he's determined, so he's like, we're carving one.
Well, I started thinking, I thought, because I mentioned, like, that kind of applies to white cane stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then when you said you didn't really want to do it, and I thought, well, shoot, why do you have to do it all the time? I mean, why don't I do it? And Jack's going to do one.
Yeah, Jack wanted to do one. He wanted to do, what, a Sonic character? So
yeah,
it was
he
like
had big plans.
Yeah, we don't have time for that.
Yeah, we're thinking like, well, man, yeah, why don't you come on here and carve a pumpkin with us, buddy? But then he was like, man, I'm going to do this. And I saw some video, and we're like, whoa, that's really cool, but golly.
Nancy said, I'm seeing a missing thumb.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cough in everybody. Sorry, I thought that, I keep tapping this with my head. I keep thinking that that's a microphone. Yeah, so I'm coughing into the microphone. Trying to protect you guys, and I'm sorry, I'm doing the exact opposite. So I'm going like right in the microphone. Anyway.
You're a mess.
Yeah, basically. So I have a question, guys. This doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing here, but if you guys could,
Told you.
Oh yes. Oh, but it's the gooey grittiness of victory. That's what this is.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's what it is. But if you guys could live anywhere in the world, are you already living where you'd want to live? Like, are you living in your dream location? Or is there somewhere that you thought, oh my goodness, if I could move today, that somebody said, we've got you a space that's not going to cost you any more than what you're living at right now, and blah, blah, blah.
My dream location would be, gosh.
At a wine bar on a stool with your name on it?
I know, I'm out of wine. A vineyard in California. It would probably be, Nancy says Colorado. She's already there.
Oh, nice, Nancy. Well, you've lived a lot of places, Nancy. I mean,
yes, she has.
So, I mean, that's cool that you're actually in your favorite, now. I mean, that's really cool. Yeah,
I think she's trying to plant seeds so it's suggestions that it is the best place to live and we should move there.
Oh, man. I tell you what, Colorado is incredible.
I would love to move to Colorado. That would probably be my second choice next to living next to the ocean. And I want to live next to the ocean. So I would say California because my brother's out there and I love it every time we go and it's great. But the East Coast water is warmer, longer. That kind of sounds good, but it's...
Yeah.
Either way, it's like, you're either getting pelted with some weird weather, hurricanes, stuff, or, I don't know, or fires.
I love California. I'm always disappointed about the ocean. I know anybody, I'm not knocking the Pacific Ocean, it's just that I've gone to California quite a lot, but, I don't go swimming in California quite a lot. Like, we go out there for things. But it's not, okay, beach trip. But every time I've had the chance to get in the ocean, I'm thinking like, oh, warm waters and all this, and it's cold. And I'm like, that's chilly.
On the Pacific side, yeah.
So, but on the East Coast, like Myrtle Beach and...
Yeah, and the waves are really nice over there. I don't know, so... Kylie said, near an artist, LOL.
There you go.
So...
Well, you're already living the dream, Jackie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's why I drink so much wine.
Well, you do what you do. Well, Nancy said U.S. News and World Report listed 4 out of 5 top cities to live in Colorado.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, weather-wise, I mean, yeah, I would love to get out of Texas. You know, I will be honest. I'll be harshly honest.
Oh.
Therapist time.
Oh.
If I am on my deathbed and I still live in Texas, it will be one of those things where I'm like, oh, I regret that hardcore.
Wow.
So I know before I die, I have to move out, just to somewhere to the coast.
Well, that's nice.
Or, you know, I mean, Colorado would be awesome if we can't do coast.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, Brooke has joined us and says, I will be in Denton in a week and a half. I miss you. I miss you too. I tried calling and texting recently.
Well. Okay.
So, are you done?
So done.
You know what you should do now? You know what you should do now?
Try to turn off the lights?
Oh, do you have a candle?
Uh-huh.
You do?
I do.
Oh, last time we turned off the light, we broke
I know,
the
this
feet.
isn't going to end well, but I turn off this light on the
That might work.
computer. Turn off the painting light.
Oh, that's nice. Is the candle already in there?
I just lit it.
Dang, you're fast.
Telling you what.
Hey, that looks good.
It's haunted.
Why haven't you been doing all the pumpkins for all the years that Jack wants to carve them?
Because you're so good at it. You're incredibly. Computer, turn on the painting
Jerry
light.
doesn't agree.
Who doesn't? Oh, Jerry. Who?
Cassie says somewhere
Computer, turn off the fan.
somewhere peaceful but within
Oh, God,
reasonable
turn off the-
distance to a larger city with more arts and culture. I love nature, especially water and mountains. That sounds awesome. See that, and that's my other thing is I don't want to live in the boonies. I want to live near, you know, a city where I can like walk to something, but it gets expensive. That looks awesome, babe.
Oh, thank you. It's the way I feel in the morning when I have my first cup of coffee. I'm just like, don't talk to me, but I'm so happy. Computer, turn on the painting light. Let's see if it'll actually do it this time. So there you go, guys.
Bam. Blind pumpkin carving.
Bam. Yeah, and I didn't cut anything off.
If you're going to try this at home, take precaution.
Yeah, so anyway, gosh, I got pumpkin all over me.
Nancy said, he cooks, Jax, you carve.
He what now?
He cooks, you cook.
Oh,
You're
me?
the cook.
Oh, yeah, cook. I love to cook. Oh, but I learned something last night about cooking, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie and Jack, they both love fish.
Yeah.
And I like fish. I don't love it the way they love it, but I've been eating a lot of grilled chicken, you know, sort of skinless chicken, and I'll put it on the grill and I'll smoke it for a little bit and then I'll let it grill. So I was doing that yesterday, and then I threw on a couple salmon fillets on a cedar board, and then I let it cook kind of a little slowly. But the chicken was right next to it, and now the chicken kind of tastes like fish.
And it's ruined it for you.
Well, no, it's you know, actually, I was thinking with it, I thought, you know, this actually probably helps with the diet a little bit, because
You won't eat the chicken as much?
yeah, it's like, you know, you only eat it when you're really hungry, because, you know, you're like, man, I'm really, you know, like, I don't know if I want the fish chicken.
The fish chicken?
The
fish chicken?
Yeah. or the chish. I don't know.
Well, the fish was good. And I
Yeah.
like fish, so I'll eat the chicken. Anyway.
Yeah, I will too. I mean, I'll definitely eat it. And I like fish. It's just, it's definitely different when you like you kind of. It's weird though. I didn't know that it would flavor it like that, but it does. But I think what I'm gonna do is just maybe season the chicken like a little stronger.
Yeah, that'll be
Maybe
good.
like that sweet chili stuff and different things like that.
Good.
Although I was putting a pretty kind of warmish salsa on it, and it still it tastes like. Jackie got these little tiny corn tortillas, like 3 of them is 100 calories, and I made like little. I put a little bit of chicken on each one, just like a tiny bit, and salsa, and you wrapped them up and all that, and it tastes kind of like fish tacos.
You hate fish taco.
Yeah, I was like,
Well, now I want one because that sounds good.
Well, you know what? I'll make you one for dinner.
Well, awesome, babe. Well, I am impressed with your pumpkin. I think he will get along well with mine
Oh yeah, if you want to paint mine, you can.
in the backyard.
See,
Well,
and this
because
stuff. One of the nice things about this puffy paint on a pumpkin is it does come off because it's kind of the pumpkins are a little like it's on there really well, but it's enough moisture like when you know that you can start to peel it off.
Oh, it's cool. Worst case scenario, you paint it black and then it's even cooler.
Ooh,
So
what a great idea!
I know I have a ton of black paint over here.
I could. I've never done that to a pumpkin.
Jerry's trying to leave. So, well, cool. So
Hey, you should put a little black paint on this.
why not? I mean,
Well, I don't know. Here.
should probably stop before you take a finger out.
Oh no! See, look at this.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
It's like a bread knife, but even duller. Which is, but one thing that I will do though, if I'm not careful, is stick my hand inside the pumpkin like I almost just did, because I forget the candle's in there, and then owie, I've done that. I'm about to do it again. Let's see. So anyway, I mean, because I could take the black and kind of go.
Yeah, man. I mean,
don't
make
know.
it crazy.
Should I?
I don't know. Sit on it for a day, like all your other stuff.
What do you mean?
You know, think about it. You don't want to rush a masterpiece.
Yeah, dude. That's I've written my cloths and stuff are on my easel over there. So let's do this. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Oh no. You should go to the overhead so people can see what you're painting.
Boop. So okay, I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna kind of give it a kind of a dirty look.
Kylie Sykes said, "No, don't do that."
Oh,
Too late.
Kylie, don't say that.
Too late.
Too late. Okay.
What?
Okay.
There you go.
I got ideas. Okay.
I mean, he just looks like it'll look creepy when he's on the front porch or whatever.
Yeah. So what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna.
You're making him look dirty.
Yeah, I'm gonna blend it in a little bit over here.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. Okay. Okay, doll. Just
Happy little black strokes.
How was your day?
Happy little.
So this is why I'm not a beautician.
Yeah, that would not earn you a tip.
You don't think?
No.
What about the witty banter? Not that
maybe.
witty.
They just might not come back for a second too.
Yeah. Okay, so we got all this. Okay. Okay, so there we're getting there.
Kylie says, "LOL, love you both."
Oh. Well, same here. Thanks. Ooh. Okay. Boop. I'm gonna make a multicolored
Wow, you're getting crazy.
kitten.
Oh my god, I didn't know this was gonna go the direction it's going.
I didn't either. That's the fun part of it.
Nancy likes the black, she says. I kind of dig the green.
Oh.
You know, it'd be kind of cool.
What?
I mean, I don't think
Orange?
You should,
They made it all orange.
I don't think you should do this, but like blood dripping all over it, like on its lid.
Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. Like just let it. Yeah.
Yeah, just bleh.
So this is gonna be okay. This is kind of fun because usually when I paint, everything's kind of controlled more and all that. You know, this is just willy nilly. I'm just like and I'm using my fingers to kind of blend it in a little bit.
You're a mess.
Heck yeah. Okay. All right. We're getting there. All right.
Is that why all your shorts have paint all over them?
Yes.
A mess.
Hey, did anybody else say where their favorite place on the entire planet would be?
No, we did not. No.
Well, I think mine would be probably along the ocean too, somewhere. Yeah. The only thing about living near the ocean is that they're always trying to make you eat seafood, like they just discovered it. And I'm so happy. You're like, we've got. You're like, oh my gosh, there's fish out in them there hills, and it's like, well.
Well, I mean, that is something to consider. I mean, that is the cuisine of the coast.
Yeah, which Okay, that's what I got so far.
I like that with the white teeth. That's weird. Kim Taylor says spooky.
Ooh, it's gonna haunt your dreams. You wake up in the middle of the night. That pumpkin. So next week, guys, though, it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. I don't know about the white on the
eyeballs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have added that, but it's
Oh, you know what?
it's something.
Yeah, it is something. Is it the right something? Next week, though, guys, is going to be a ton of fun. We're actually doing that.
The unveiling?
Yeah, the unveiling of the mural on Thursday.
No, Wednesday.
Yeah,
well,
on the show that we're going to be on for Thursday. And then on Tuesday, though, Mandy Harvey has a live concert we're doing on Monday. So we'll be able to share and talk about it on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So that'll be really cool. Okay, you know what? I'm going the exact opposite. This is called editing. So we're gonna edit this real quick. So we have a lot of fun things next week, guys, and so tomorrow we actually would go pick up a giant
U-Haul truck.
Yeah, because our work truck, which is a big work truck, isn't big enough.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we need a bed length of 10 feet, and our work truck is 9, which is ridiculous. Yeah. We're short that much.
It's crazy. I'm painting the inside of the pumpkin. I've gone to the other side.
You have.
I've gone to the other side. I've got.
I like it. I think it's fun.
Yay.
Now you get to help Jack carve his.
Okay, cool. And you get to help him with school.
Well.
You already did.
That would be.
Here.
That would be a typical day.
In the neighborhood. This is true. So. Well, this has been fun, guys. I gotta say, sorry I'm not talking much. I'm about to start a whole nother painting. It's actually I've been working on the composition of it, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it for like the last 2 days and stuff, because it's going to be a fairly large painting, but it's a commission. But gosh, sometimes working out what the painting needs to look like. It takes as long as actually doing the painting.
Yeah. Maybe
I'm slow on that, but gosh, because I like to try to paint the painting in my mind, like work it all out before I ever put a brush to anything. And so that's what I've been doing with this, and I keep changing it. Like I changed the whole idea again.
Did you really? From what we talked about?
Yeah. Well,
really?
You inspired me with some ideas.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
All right then.
Okay. Oh, well, Wendell has joined us and says, nice.
Hey, Wendell. So, man, I was thinking about you the other day. I was looking at on your Facebook about all the
acting.
Yeah, all the acting that you've been doing, and man, it's just, I don't know, like going over what you've done in the last year or so, and of course COVID, everything has been crazy, but man, I can't tell you how much I can't wait to actually get over to New Orleans when y'all are doing that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a blast. We should all make a road trip, guys. We'll just, doesn't matter what part of the country we're in, what part of the world we're in, I'll meet up in New Orleans and we'll go see a live show.
And party.
Oh, did you say hurricane?
I said partay.
Oh, then you should drink a hurricane.
Drink a hurricane. That works.
Cool. So.
I like it. I like the black. I like that. That's cool.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Might look better as an orange. I don't know, but the paint was fun to do.
Yeah,
so I don't know if
it
looks cool, but it's fun.
It's weird. Okay, so there you have it.
Yeah, and there it is. Well, guys, I guess we'll wrap it up there. For tonight, but thanks for sharing this with us. And this weekend's going to be a lot of fun. We'll take lots of pictures and stuff, and hope everybody has a great weekend. The weather here is spectacular.
It is. Finally.
Yeah, finally. Oh my goodness. It's funny, in Texas it feels like you're having to run the gauntlet to get to the good weather. You know, you're going through the 105 degree days and
yeah, and you only have like maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month.
I don't know. I think it's longer than.
I don't know, man.
Because even in the winter, like it usually gets up to the 60s or something during the day at least. Then at night it drops and everything freezes.
Yeah. Well, either way, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
So,
Good time of year.
well, I guess we'll see everybody on Monday.
That sounds awesome to me.
Gosh.
We'll see you Monday, guys, and we'll have things to talk about.
Yeah. Hopefully, how well an installation of a giant mural went. So.
Yeah, hopefully.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, either we'll all be crying.
For real.
We'll see you then, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks.